Good afternoon, everyone. It is so good to see you here. We will start our timer. My name is Andrew Roblyer, and I am a director and producer based in Houston, Texas. This is my first time in Minnesota, and I am so excited to be here. Not just in Minnesota, thank God the weather is not nearly as hot as it is in Texas, but also here at Minnesota Fringe. So I'm going to fill you in a little bit more about what this show is going to be in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to give these two fantastic actors behind me a chance to introduce themselves to you because they have agreed to be here having no idea what scene they're about to do. And so I want to give them a chance to tell you a little bit about themselves. So we'll start there.
I'm Deanne McDonald, and I love rehearsals, so I'm glad to be here.
I'm Liz Clark, and I also love rehearsals, so we're ready to go. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to select what scene we are going to work on today, and for that I need your help. I have prepared 3 possible pieces of text for these two actors here today. I'm going to give you 3 words that describe each of them. That's all I'm going to tell you about each of the scenes, and then I'm going to ask you to vote by applause which one you would like to see. All right? All right, so the first one, oh my goodness, and I didn't write the third word. Hold on. I remember what this is. Yep. Hey, this is why we're it's work in progress. Okay. We're gonna say neglect, bureaucracy, and apology. All right. Number 3, law, loyal, defiance. And then number 3, appetite, image, and violence. All right, so for neglect, bureaucracy, and apology, can I hear a round of applause if you'd like to see that one? Okay, probably not going to be number 1. That's okay. What about law, loyal, defiance? All right. And finally, appetite, image, violence. Sounds like it's going to be script number 3. Which is going to be a 5-minute play called Guilty by the playwright M. Cross. So I'm going to have you... you know what? I didn't have it yet. I apologize. That's right. We changed actors at the last minute. Will you read Sandra for me? And will you read Kim? Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to give the actors a moment to take a look at that. And while they do, you and I are going to chat for just a minute. So I want to tell you a little bit more about myself and about what this show is going to be, but more importantly, why this show exists. So I fell in love with theater at age 6 as an actor. I was cast in a church musical called Journey to the Center of Christmas. I played Professor J. Ingle Bell, the only adult character in the show, and I was also the shortest child on stage. Everything growing up revolved around my love of performing. If I didn't perform after a certain period of time, I would get this ache in my soul. In college, I got to fall in love with theater all over again, but this time as a director. And I moved into directing not because I wanted control over the process, but because I realized that I was really passionate about being positioned, in a sense, during a production to support every other person that was working on creating something beautiful together. And when I fall in love with something, my nerdy type A brain loves to learn everything about it. And that's when I quickly realized that there is no clear path for directors in the American theater. There's no real training, no math. Most directors learn by doing it and hoping that we don't break something or someone along the way. Because here's the thing. A director sets the emotional tone for a production. In the corporate world, studies show that managers are the #1 factor in whether people thrive or burn out, and it's no different in theater. The director is the culture setter, the emotional thermostat, the person who decides what matters. But most directors, especially in what I've come to call upstream theater, community and educational theater spaces, are just thrown into the deep end. At a low estimate, there are 30,000 directors working in those spaces every year with no training, no mentors, and no support, just vibes. And the weight that is placed on their shoulders is immense. They are told that their vision is what makes a show sink or swim. And on top of that, there's the implicit understanding that they are training the next generation of downstream artists who will move downstream to Broadway and professional theater, because nobody gets their start downstream. We all get our start upstream. And then we wonder why theater spaces can be tense, toxic, or unclear. It's not because directors don't care. It's because the system never taught them how. So that's why I built Deconstructing Directing, which is the name of the company that brings you today's show. It is a completely 100% free online resource library for directors. It explores topics that most directors I know have never had a chance to talk to anyone about. Facilitation skills, imposter syndrome, power dynamics, regulating our own emotions, and letting go of fear-based, authority-driven models of directing that have held our field hostage for way too long. It's a resource unlike any other in existence for directors, and you can check it out for yourself at the top left QR code on your QR quarry that you were given on your way in, or that you can get on your way out if you did not get one of those half sheets of paper. Director's Cut, the show you're here to see, is my attempt to put at least some of that work into a performance. And I know that the marketing makes this sound like a cool, edgy experiment, and it is, but it's also more than that. It's a window into something that theater rarely shows, how at least part of directing actually works. And it's my love letter to every director who's ever been told to just figure it out. So tonight I'm going to be building this scene from scratch right in front of you. No prep, no second chances. You'll see me stumble, like already. Chase moments, make hard choices, not because I think I have the answers, but because I believe that directing deserves to be visible. Value, share. Because when we support directors, when we give them the tools and space to grow, we create better theater, safer rooms, stronger stories, braver choices. And that makes theater better for all of us, on stage or off. So you excited to see the show? Yeah. All right, feel that. All righty, so I am going to invite the actors to come out on stage, and we are going to start with a process that normally we call table read or table work. We don't have a table right now, obviously. So I'm going to invite the actors to do this read on their feet. The point of an initial read or a table read is to give the actors and the director an opportunity to hear the words out loud for the first time. It's not going to be perfect by any means. We're not looking for perfection, right? The actors may make some choices, may make some acting choices. They don't have to, right? The point right now is just to get the text out so that we can all hear it. That said, I want you to pay close attention because in about 40 or so minutes, we're going to come back around and see this scene again after we've spent a bunch of time working on it. And I want you to be able to kind of think back to this version of the scene that you saw right now. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the actors to read the play Guilty by M. Cross, and I will read your stage directions for you. All right, lights up on two women standing with paper plates and plastic forks in hand. They are both eating a chocolate cake. They are standing in front of a table with a floor-length tablecloth and the rest of the chocolate cake sitting on top.
I'm so bad for eating this cake.
Oh, yeah, me too. Makes me feel so guilty.
It probably has more calories in one slice than I have budgeted for the whole day.
I'm not really concerned about that.
It's definitely got no nutritional value.
I guess I try not to get too bogged down in the nutrition of one individual item I eat.
Well, I'm sure that depends on the item.
I mean, I know that overall I'm getting what I need to support my body, which is far more important than depriving myself of something I find delicious simply because it isn't nutritious.
But it's chocolate cake.
And I adore chocolate cake.
Me too. No, I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night.
Then have another piece.
Oh, no. I couldn't. In fact, I made them cut me a quarter slice. Anything more would go straight to my hips.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
I know. I'm tricking myself into thinking it's more by nibbling. I am savoring every little taste.
Sandra picks up the tiniest amount of cake with her fork and delicately eats it.
How can you taste anything like that?
Very carefully.
Suit yourself.
Kim takes a big bite, which she enjoys thoroughly.
Are you with the bride or groom?
Oh, I'm just here for the cake.
That's so funny. I'm Sandra, a friend of the bride.
I'm Kim. Kim for cake.
I just hate that there are all these events before the wedding that revolve around food. the shower, the bachelor or bachelorette party, the rehearsal dinner. It's like they don't want us to fit into our dresses.
Or you could just plan on sizing the dress up to fit.
Oh, I would never.
Kim eats another big bite of cake. Sandra takes another little nibble. This finishes off her cake.
And that's the end of it. I guess I won't be eating anything like this again until the reception.
If you want another piece, you should just take it.
No, I really couldn't.
It's just sitting there waiting for someone to come by for another piece.
It was wrong of me to have the first piece.
Quarter piece.
I couldn't possibly live with myself if I ate another piece.
Really?
It's extreme, I know, but I have to think of my figure.
Is that what you're worried about?
Of course.
Unbelievable.
You said it made you feel guilty,
It does.
so you get it.
No.
You agreed with me.
No. I said it made me feel guilty to eat the cake.
Then why does the cake make you feel guilty if you aren't worried about your figure?
Why would eating a piece of cake make you feel guilty about eating chocolate cake?
What do you feel guilty about?
Well, every time I take a delicious bite, I'm reminded of the poor maitre d'.
The maitre d'?
Kim pulls up the edge of the tablecloth.
Yes. He found me crashing the party, and I had to kill him to get this cake.
You did what?
Sandra drops her empty plate and fork at the sight of the body of the maitre d' stashed under the table.
Hey, poor man. I really do feel badly about it. I mean, but chocolate cake is such a guilty pleasure for me. I really can't help myself. Are you sure you don't want another piece? I mean, how about you take a piece for that late night craving you were so worried about?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, be careful not to drop that one.
I should go.
Well, give the happy couple my regards.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. All right, excellent. So we're going to move into a section of work that, again, we often refer to as table work. And now I'm going to put out a table, but we're not going to do the work seated at the table. I'm just going to use this for the scene in a moment. So the point of table work, from a directorial perspective, is to make sure that we're all on the same page about what we're about to work on, right? In this case, this scene, whether it's at the beginning of a process of a full play, we might go bit by bit through the scene. It can take a rehearsal, sometimes multiple rehearsals, depending on the length of the play. Today, we're just going to go through it a little bit at the start, and then we will kind of work in some table work as we go. All right. So the text of the play tells us some things, but one of my jobs directorially is to help us as a company think about the kind of fullness of these characters, right? They exist as people, right? They have likes and dislikes, they have personalities, right? We got to figure out how to kind of bring that into the story. So I want to start by asking about your relationship with the wedding, right? So you're here for the bride, right? Is what you say?
Yes.
Excellent. And what, how long have you known the bride? How close of a friend are you to the bride?
Well, I don't think I'm that close because I'm not in the party.
Okay.
Apparently, but I got to go to a bunch of the stuff.
Okay.
So maybe she's like a work friend.
Okay. All right. A work friend. I like that. So, when I think about weddings, right, there are the weddings we go to more out of obligation, right? And then there are the weddings that we go to that are, we want to be there. And sometimes it's a factor of how many other people we know at the wedding. So if you're a work friend, what do you think that means for your perspective on this wedding?
Well, just the fact that I engage in this long conversation with a stranger, I think I don't know a lot of people there.
Great. Okay. All right. I think that's really helpful. And where are we in the wedding, do we think, at this point? We know we're not at the reception yet, right? So this is something before the wedding, it seems like.
But why do we have the cake then? I thought it was the wedding cake.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it does say
Yeah.
won't be eating this again until the reception.
Oh, okay.
So I think that maybe this is some sort of like rehearsal dinner, maybe?
Yeah.
Call it a rehearsal,
Yeah.
like cocktail
Or-
hour or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reception.
All right, excellent. Where are we? Where do we think this event is taking place? We say the Maitre D.
Yeah,
so
somewhere with a maitre d'
great. So high-end restaurant.
or hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah.
banquet.
I like the
Yeah.
hotel banquet idea because then
I
there's
think
like
rehearsal dinner makes sense if there's, hotel maitre d'.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So let's imagine, just for the sake of the stakes of this, let's imagine it's a real nice place, right? Real well-to-do. So, did you somehow find out that there would be chocolate cake here, and so you showed up, or were you already here and then discovered that there was cake?
I think that I have a blueprint at home of a calendar, a master calendar of what cake flavors will be at what event.
This is great.
And I
This is so
think that
great.
I really wanted chocolate tonight, and so this has been a premeditated procurement of chocolate.
I love that, right? Because instantly that gives me some stuff to really play with you with this character about just how intentional everything she does is, right? Like there's nothing accidental in this scene, right? Like everything is really intentional. I immediately, for whatever reason, my brain immediately goes to the TV show Dexter. Like that's where my brain goes. So, all right. Great. Is this the beginning of your conversation? I'm so bad for eating this cake. Is that the first thing you say to this woman? Or do you think that there has been any sort of exchange prior to this?
I think I just like, oh, she's really into the cake.
Great. Okay. Excellent. So, all right. So the next thing, when we think about the staging of a scene, obviously in this space we have what's called an alley-style setup, where we have the audience on two sides. So the actors very naturally kind of turn so that their profile is to either side, so that nobody is getting their back too terribly much. So we'll continue with that. We'll leave the table center stage, and we'll have you come in from, we'll call this downstage and this upstage just for the sake of today. But we'll have you come in from left and come in, get a piece, carrying your cake, right? And take a beat, right? Take your time when you come in, right? Like, she's over there eating, right? You don't know anybody else, right? Let's let that, maybe that awkwardness build just a little bit before you finally, you're like, hey, this thing, okay? Cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to go through the scene beat by beat. So some things that directorially I'm gonna be looking for, and I wanna invite you to kind of look for along with me. One of the first things that I'm gonna be looking for are impulses. So impulses are movements of an actor's body, usually in the shoulders, hands, or feet are the most common places that I see them, that indicate that maybe there is some sort of like unconscious desire to move or do something that they aren't allowing themselves to do yet. Now I want to be clear here. That doesn't mean the actor is doing a bad job, right? Actors have a lot that they have to keep in their mind during a rehearsal or a performance. They got to remember all these questions we just talked about, their lines, their blocking, right? All of these specific things. And so part of the director's job is to be that outside eye that can help kind of remind them, hey, it's okay to do this or to shift this, right? Especially in a rehearsal process. It's also an issue sometimes because a lot of directors, especially in the past, and the directors who have learned by watching other directors who are like this, sometimes see the actors as bioprops, right? Where their job is just to be where the director puts them, and they move them around the stage. And so sometimes actors develop this habit of not wanting to do the things that they feel naturally that they're going to do because they don't want the director to get upset at them, right? So I'm giving these actors permission to follow those impulses as they feel them, and I'm gonna help shape the scene based on those impulses. That said, there may still be impulses that we catch. So that's one of the things I'm gonna be looking for. The second thing that I'm gonna be looking for is we're gonna be paying attention to the emotional blocking of the scene. So we call the physical movement around the stage blocking. But directorially, one of the things that I'm paying attention to is the ebb and flow of the scene. You already kind of probably picked up on some of this as we read it through the first time, but we're gonna be looking for places to play with the timing, where the timing, either in extending the timing or shortening the timing, or playing with where the emotion is coming from, creates a a nicer tapestry to enjoy visually and audibly. All right, so we're going to start from your entrance, and we're going to go through Kim's. We'll just go through the bottom of page 1. So we're going to start at the top and go through Sandra's line, but it's chocolate cake. Right? And you can just mime the cake in your hands. That's totally fine. I know you have a text in your hand as well, so don't worry too much about that. All right, when you are ready.
I'm so bad for eating this cake.
Oh, yeah, me too. It makes me feel so guilty.
It probably has more calories in one slice than I have budgeted for the whole day.
I'm not really concerned with that.
It's definitely got no nutritional value.
I guess. I try not to get too bogged down in the nutrition of one individual item I eat.
Well, I'm sure it depends on the item.
I mean, I know that overall I'm getting what I need to support my body, which is far more important than depriving myself of something I find so delicious because it isn't nutritious.
But chocolate cake?
Cool. Let's pause there. So you did something, Lou, that I wanna push even further, and that's the moaning at the beginning. I would like to turn that moaning up to 11. Just start from the moment we start the scene. Just go to town on that. You are you kill the man for the cake. Enjoy the cake. Enjoy the cake. One of the first questions that I have for you, Lou, is Kim says it makes me feel so guilty. Does it actually make her feel guilty?
I actually think it does, because
Great.
when we were back, we read the scene real quick,
Yeah.
and then I came out here, and when we first read the scene, I realized I kind of threw that line away,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, she does all this, but she does actually feel guilty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can we make that choice even bigger?
Yeah.
Let's really lean into that, really, because I think that's actually super helpful choice for the dynamics
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now she's going to pick up on that and read it completely wrong.
Yeah.
Right? She's reading you as equally concerned about the dietary issue, right? Yeah, absolutely.
That's in the writing, too.
Yeah.
Because there's a medium. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then you have this kind of, I try not to get too bogged down in the nutrition of one individual item I eat. So my question for you there, as we kind of continue through the scene, is, are you at all worried about the fact that she is standing there right next to this dead body? Is there any part of Kim's mind that's go away so I can get rid of the body, or are we just chilling? I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I feel like I'm not worried,
Great.
but at the same time, I would try it either way.
Cool. Let's try it not worried for now, and if we need some stakes, then we may
Okay.
play with bringing that in a little bit later.
Okay.
Great. When we talk about stakes directorially, that's one of those emotional kind of blocking things that I was talking about. What's at stake, right? The importance of something for someone is one of the things that we tend to pay attention to as directors, so that the scene feels like it has a purpose, right? A lot of times. All right. Great. That final line, we're going to run this section one more time. I find so delicious simply because it is nutritious. I wonder what happens if, again, that delicious, it's delicious.
Okay.
It's so delicious, you're willing to kill for it. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's try that section one more time, please, and then we'll move on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so bad for eating this cake.
Oh, yeah. Me too. It makes me feel so guilty.
It probably has more calories in one slice than I have budgeted for the whole day.
I'm not really concerned about that.
Well, it's definitely got no nutritional value.
I I try not to get too bogged down in the nutrition of one individual item I eat.
Well, I'm sure that depends on the item.
I mean, I know that overall I'm getting what I need to support my body, which is far more important than depriving myself of something I find so delicious. Simply because it just isn't nutritious.
But it's chocolate cake.
And I adore chocolate cake.
Cool,
Me too. I just know I'm going. Oh wait.
Cool,
wait,
let's
yeah.
pause here. So, impulse in the foot, right?
Yes.
So let's give you permission to follow that impulse. You don't have to stay on this side of the table, right? So, like, feel free, especially because, like, you're getting conspiratorial a little bit. You're getting, like, you know, like, but, right?
Yeah.
So let's follow that impulse and let's come over to her, right? And Lou, when she comes over, if you'll just counter back a little bit, just so that we don't end up with this, right? With backs to both audiences. Yeah, let's just go back a little bit and let's see wherever that impulse, wherever you feel that impulse, just give you permission to go through the space. Can we go from but it's chocolate cake, bottom of the first page?
But it's chocolate cake.
And I adore chocolate cake.
Cool, let's pause there. So if you're going to counter over to the other side, tell me what you're going to that side for.
I kind of want to see if any of the body's peeking.
Love it, love it. So I wonder if we can slow the cross down. I wonder if it's more of a like this as opposed to that quick movement.
Yep.
I think the counter works totally great though. So let's just keep going from, we'll run back over this section in a minute. Let's just keep going from me too, I just know I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night. Let's see, slide.
Me too. I just know I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night.
Then have another piece.
Oh no, I couldn't. In fact, I made them cut me a quarter slice, and anything more would go straight to my hips.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
I know. I'm tricking myself into thinking it's more by nibbling. I am savoring every little taste.
Okay, cool, pause right there. So this first line, Sandra, me too, I just know I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night. What does that mean for her? When you say I'm going to be thinking about this cake, what are you going to be thinking about the cake, do you think?
It's delicious.
Cool. Let's make it even more of a big deal, though, because I think the deliciousness is great. I wonder what it would look like if the thing you're going to be thinking about is the fact that you cheated by eating the cake.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like if it's both the deliciousness, but also like I'm going to be beating myself up about this all night. Right? Because that raises the stakes for you a little bit with that line.
Then she needs to have a second piece.
we will get there. We will get there. And then that like would go straight to my hips, right? Like that has, pardon the pun, weight to it, right? For you. In that line, right? It's not just like a throwaway, like, oh yeah, this could happen. You know, it's like, no, you don't understand, right? Yeah, exactly. Cool. So let's go again from bottom of page 1, that first line, or that last line, but it's chocolate cake, through you nibbling.
Chocolate cake.
Cool. Lou, just so it doesn't feel like it's blocking, can you
Yeah.
wait on that counter just a hair longer? Like, and take your time.
Okay.
Think about like it's a party environment, so let's put something on the fourth wall. So one of the tools that I think is really important directorially that I talk to actors about all the time is specificity, right? We can imagine this like big ballroom, but if we don't know what's around us, then it makes it hard sometimes to imagine it, and that makes it hard to ground our movements in real things. So let's imagine that like the majority of the party is that way, right? So that then that cross is motivated not only by like seeing if anyone else is coming, but then also your table look. Great? All right, awesome. So let's try that one more time.
But it's chocolate cake.
And I adore chocolate cake.
Me too. I just know I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night.
Then have another piece.
Oh, no, I couldn't. In fact, I made them cut me a quarter slice. Anything more would go straight to my hips.
Cool, let's pause there. What happens if you think about it?
Oh no. What?
No, what happens if you legitimately think about it? If she says that and you go up to it and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I, and then
No.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's play with that, see how that feels. It may not work, but let's try it. Can we go, I adore chocolate cake, that line?
Yeah. And I adore chocolate cake.
Me too. I just know I'm going to be thinking about that cake all night.
Then have another piece.
Oh no. I couldn't. In fact, I made them cut me a quarter slice. Anything more would go straight to my hips.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
Cool, let's pause there. I have a question about these portions. How mad are you at the size of the portions?
I'm mad.
Yeah. I wonder what happens if that is like,
Yeah, I'm really mad.
yeah.
Nice.
Cool, can we go, how did that oh no feel, Deanne?
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. You did that beautifully. So let's go, will you just go from anything more would go straight to my hips just to give her that cue line?
Anything more would go straight to my hips.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
No. I'm tricking myself into thinking it's more by nibbling. I am savoring every little taste.
How can you taste anything like that?
Very carefully.
Cool, let's pause there. I wonder what happens if that cross comes a little earlier.
Oh, sure.
On I know I'm tricking myself. She's kind of leaned in already, so maybe you meet her there, and that way it'll, because I like the impulse. I think the impulse works, but let's just move it a little earlier and see if we can get there sooner. Can we do that one more time? Seriously, these portions.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
No. I'm tricking myself into thinking it's more by nibbling. I am savoring every little taste.
How can you taste anything like that?
Very carefully.
So,
Great, and then like that, suit yourself. Give me a big bite and a moan.
okay.
Yeah, let's bring us back to that first moment.
Okay.
Like suit yourself, and then turn away and go to town on the cake, and that way take your time with this next line, right? Like she's like done with the conversation, but you're still by yourself.
Yeah.
So you still she's the best chance you've got at conversation right now. So let's do that again from how can you taste anything like that?
Okay.
How can you taste anything like that?
Very carefully.
Fool yourself.
Are you with the bride or groom?
Oh, yeah. I'm just here for the cake.
That's so funny. I'm Sandra, a friend of the bride.
I'm Kim for cake.
I just hate that there are all these events before the wedding that revolve around food. The shower, the bachelor or bachelorette party, the rehearsal dinner. It's like, don't want us to fit into our dresses.
Or you could just plan on sizing the dress up to fit.
Oh, I would never.
Okay, let's pause right there. Cool. So there's this interesting turn that happens here, right? You like open up to her about this like frustration that clearly is not new for you,
Yeah.
right? This like, I just hate that there are all these events, right? So right now we've built this beautiful dichotomy between these two women, right? And very different approaches to cake and to the wedding in general, right? I'm wondering what causes you to say that in this moment, right? And I wonder, I don't know that it's going to be her.
Yeah.
I think it's more situational,
Yeah.
right? So I wonder what happens if I'm Kim for cake, we take another beat, right? Maybe even you like start to like, okay, I'm gonna go back,
Yeah.
right? But then you go back and you see people eating and you see people drinking, right? And like, right? And I wonder if that line is almost not even to her, right? I mean, it's to her, but I wonder if it's more about you processing for yourself. She just happens to be the person that's in the room.
Yeah.
See what that feels like? So can we go from Sandra, friend of the bride, I'm Kim for cake, and just let you play with that line?
That's so funny. I'm Sandra, a friend of the bride.
I'm Kim for cake.
Right?
I just hate that there are all these events before the wedding that revolve around food. The shower, the bachelorette party, the rehearsal dinner. It's like they don't want us to fit into our dresses.
Or you could just plan on sizing up.
I would never.
Right? And then eat your last little bit of cake for Sandra.
And that's the end of it. I guess I won't be eating anything again until the reception.
If you want another piece, you should just take it.
Absolutely.
No, I really couldn't.
It's just sitting there waiting for someone to come by for another piece.
It was wrong of me to take the first piece.
Quarter piece.
I couldn't possibly live with myself if I ate another piece.
Really?
It's extreme. I know, but
Cool. I'm going to pause us here because I'm seeing some impulses in both of you that I think will set us up for a beautiful moment here. So let's get closer and closer to the table.
Okay.
So that like when we're here, by the time we get to the top of the next page, we're like here looking down at the cake. Cake's here, right? I don't think your eyes come up to her once.
Okay, okay.
Right? I wonder what happens if you're just like, oh my God, but I can't, right? And you can be looking at her, right? I think that's totally fine. And then until we get to the guilty bit, right? And then that leaves you right here so that when she pulls up that sheet or the tablecloth in just a moment, his legs are literally right
Oh my
there.
God.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's see if we can hang out, like get closer and closer, then hang out here at the table until we get to that moment. And if not, we'll work it after. But let's go from that same thing. So, and that's the end of it.
And that's the end of it. I guess I won't be eating anything again until the reception.
If you want another piece, you should just take it.
No, I really couldn't.
It's just sitting there, waiting for someone to come by for another piece.
It was wrong of me to have the first piece.
Quarter piece.
Oh, I couldn't possibly live with myself if I ate another piece.
Really?
It's extreme. I know, but I have to think of my figure?
That's what you're worried about?
Of course.
Unbelievable!
You said it makes you feel guilty.
It does.
So you get it.
No.
That's great.
You agreed with me.
No. I said it made me feel guilty to eat the cake.
Why does the cake make you feel guilty if you aren't worried about your figure?
Why would eating a piece of cake make you feel guilty about eating chocolate cake?
What do you feel guilty about?
Well, every time I take a delicious bite, I'm reminded of the poor Mater D.
And let's take, yep, exactly.
Mmm. Mmm.
The Mater D?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yes. He found me crashing the party, and I had to kill him to get to this cake.
You did what?
Poor man. I really do feel bad about it, but chocolate cake is such a guilty pleasure for me. I really can't help myself. Are you sure you don't want another piece?
Cool. All right, let's pause here for just a minute before we get to the final beat. Such great work, both of you. So some stuff that I'm seeing that I absolutely loved. Yeah, I mean, Deanne, just such great focus on the table. I think like the table drawing you in. It looks almost hypnotic. It's beautiful. I loved the it does and no, like that echo of the delivery is magic. There's a section at the bottom of page 4. There's a line here where I wonder if the you, Kim, in why would eating a piece of cake make you feel guilty about eating chocolate cake is less of a specific you and more of a general you. Like
yeah,
you
that
meaning
line is not landing.
it's I think instead of it being about her, it's like
just
you in general.
Anyone.
Yes,
Okay.
like why would it make anyone feel that
Yeah.
way? But it's just they're using the word you instead of anyone.
Okay.
See how that feels, because I could tell that was a little awkward. So the question that I'm having right now is what keeps you from running out of the room?
That she might kill me?
Okay, so if that's the case, then we can't have you get quite so far away.
Okay.
Because if you're all the way on the other side of the room, like, there's no way she's going to be able to get to you before you can go back into the party,
Okay.
right? So I'm wondering if, like, we play with the blocking just a little bit here. So she pulls up the tablecloth, right? If you're at a wedding, rehearsal dinner, and you see a body on the ground, is your first thought going to be that person's dead? If so, that's totally fine. Like, what's your first thought if you saw like someone's body on the ground at a restaurant?
Like are they okay?
Yeah, I
Like,
love that
check
impulse.
their pulse.
Yes. So let's do that.
Okay.
Right? She pulls the table, the Mater D, she pulls the table. Oh my goodness, right? Like, get down there. And then that gives you the ability to come behind her. Right? And now you're between her and the exit.
Okay.
Bingo. Right? So now we know why she doesn't leave. Because she literally can't. Because you're now between her and the door. All right? So this is one of those puzzles, right? This is one of those puzzles that directorially, right, we have to think about. We have to process. And it's something that an actor can't always do because they're focused only on their character, right? I had a mentor tell me once, I absolutely love this phrase, that actor is the director of their own character, right? They're the ones that like know their character inside and out, especially when they've had the script ahead of time and they've had time to like really work on it, right? But they're thinking about things purely from their perspective. Part of the role of a director is to be that person that's the audience surrogate that makes these choices and helps to kind of make things make sense visually and audibly in the story. So, all right, so let's do that again. Let's go from, well, every time I take a delicious bite, I am reminded.
Well, every time I take a delicious bite, I'm reminded of the poor Mater D.
The Mater D?
Mm-hmm.
Pull up that.
Oh my god! What?
Yep. He found me crashing the party, and I had to kill him to get this cake.
Wait, what?
Poor man. I really do feel badly about it. But chocolate cake is such a guilty pleasure for me. I really can't help myself. Are you sure you don't want another
Yeah,
piece?
cool. Follow that impulse. Scoot away on the ground. Yeah. Keep going. Keep
I
it.
mean, how about you take a piece for a late night craving you were so worried about? Yeah,
that. Yep,
Here,
hand it to her.
here. Be careful not to drop this one.
I should go.
Good. Yep, great. And then let's counter this way. So like as you get up, you're keeping an eye on her. Don't turn your back, right? The whole time. And then as she goes, right, then yep.
Well, give the happy couple my regards.
Mwah! All right, let's try that last bit one more time, and then we're gonna put those all together. So let's go, same place, top of page 5. I'm reminded of that one. Well, every time I take a delicious bite.
Well, every time I take a delicious bite, I'm reminded of the poor Mater D.
The Mater D?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He found me crashing the party, and I had to kill him to get the cake.
What? Oh, you did what?
Poor man. I really do feel badly about it. But chocolate cake is such a guilty pleasure for me. I really can't help myself. Are you sure you don't want another piece? How about you take a piece for that late night craving you were so worried about?
Yeah. That.
Yeah, but be careful not to drop this one.
I should, go.
Give my regards to the happy couple.
Amazing. Okay, great. Excellent. All right, cool. How you all feeling? Any areas that we want to go over again, or you want to touch on before we run it?
I think I'm okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I caught the one line that was not totally making sense to me.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent. The last thing I'll offer for you, Deanne, is when Sandra's talking at the beginning about the body image issues and all of that, try to give yourself are you someone who sees images in your head? Do you see pictures? Okay. So try to give yourself an image of your ideal self in the mirror, right? So that as you're saying those words, there is kind of this specificity to the thought. This is one of those tools that I often like to give actors because it's not going to make a huge difference to the audience. The audience will never get to know that that's what she's thinking about. But when she gets to those lines, you're going to be able to tell a difference this time based on the fact that that's where her mind is, right? Is she's thinking specifically about those things. Okay, great. All right, we ready to give it a go?
Yeah.
All right, so we present the run of Guilty by M. Cross. Take it away when you're ready.
I'm so bad for eating this cake.
Oh, yeah. me too. It makes me feel so guilty.
It probably has more calories in one slice than I budgeted for the whole day.
I'm not really concerned about that.
Definitely got no nutritional value.
I guess I try not to get bogged down in the nutrition of one individual item I eat.
Well, I'm sure it depends on the item.
I mean, I know that overall I'm getting what I need to support my body, which is far more important than depriving myself of something I find so delicious simply because it isn't nutritious.
But it's chocolate cake.
And I adore chocolate cake.
Me too. I just know I'm going to be thinking about this cake all night.
Then have another piece.
Oh, no. I couldn't. In fact, I made them cut me a quarter slice. Anything more would go straight to my hips.
Seriously? These portions are already microscopic. You can't have more than 2 bites on your plate.
I know. I'm tricking myself into thinking it's more by nibbling. I am savoring every little taste.
How can you taste anything like that?
Very carefully.
Suit yourself.
Are you the bride or groom?
Oh, I'm just here for the cake.
What's so funny? I'm Sandra, a friend of the bride.
I'm Kim. Kim for cake.
I just hate that there are all these events before the wedding that revolve around food. The shower, the bachelorette party, the rehearsal dinner. It's like they don't want us to fit into our dresses.
Or you could just plan on sizing the dress up to fit.
Oh, I would never.
What's the limit?
And that's the end of it. I guess I won't be eating anything again until the reception.
If you want another piece, you should just take it.
No, I really couldn't.
It's just sitting there, waiting for someone to come by and have another piece.
It was wrong of me to have that first piece.
Quarter piece.
Oh, I couldn't possibly live with myself if I ate another piece.
Really?
It's extreme. I know, but I have to think of my figure.
That's what you're worried about?
Of course.
Unbelievable!
You said it made you feel guilty.
It does!
So you get it.
No!
You agreed with me.
No! I said it made me feel guilty to eat the cake.
Then why does the cake make you feel guilty if you aren't worried about your figure?
Why would eating a piece of cake make anyone feel guilty about eating chocolate cake?
Then what do you feel guilty about?
Well, every time I take a delicious bite, I'm reminded of the poor maitre d'.
The maitre d'?
Yes.
He found me, crashing the party, and I had to kill him to get the cake.
What?
Poor man. I really do feel badly about it, but chocolate cake is such a guilty pleasure for me. I really can't help myself. Are you sure you don't want another piece? How about you take a piece for that late night craving you were so worried about?
Yeah, that.
Be careful not to drop that one.
I should, go.
Give my regards to the happy couple.
And scene. Come on out. Let's give them a round of applause. Take it down, take it down, take it down, ladies. Take it down to this side. Excellent. Hello there. Thank you so much for watching Director's Cut. I hope you enjoyed it. And if this glimpse into the directing process sparked something for you, whether you're a theater maker, educator, or just someone who loves live performance, there is so much more where this came from, because this isn't just a show, it's part of a much bigger movement that is rethinking what it means to direct theater and how we train, support, and value directors, especially in schools and community theaters, but throughout the industry. You can explore a growing library of free resources at deconstructingdirecting.com, designed especially for directors in those upstream spaces like schools and community theaters, both for themselves and to use as part of their directing curriculum. 100% free. And if you're part of a theater, school, or university that wants to rethink how you train directors, I also offer consulting, custom workshops, and can bring Director's Cut to you, performed with your actors for your audiences. We can package that with workshops on directing, acting, or producing, whatever fits your needs. And if you believe in this kind of work and want to help keep it going, consider supporting Deconstructing Directing on Patreon. Even a few bucks a month makes a real difference. Links to everything I just mentioned are below in the description. Thank you again for being here. I want to transform our field for the better, but I can't do it alone. So until we see each other again, I challenge us all to be recklessly kind.